I think that Seth Rollins is just levels above like almost everybody when it comes to the mind games. And that's why I feel like this whole betrayal thing, it's a setup. It's a setup to trick CM Punk, the setup to trick Roman Reigns, the whole bloodline, the whole WWE, the whole wrestling industry. That's what I think.
The Vision.
Yo, I feel like we have to talk about something. I feel like we need to address the elephant in the room right now. Let's talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw last night. Because I can't shake the feeling that Seth Rollins might be playing everybody. He might be playing the whole WWE universe. This is Seth Rollins' world, and we're just all just like living in it. Because, okay, so the Vision betrayed Seth Rollins on Monday Night Raw. I feel like everybody knows this. Everyone that watches wrestling knows. Braun Breaker hit Seth Rollins with a spear. Bronson Reed hit Seth Rollins with a tsunami in that ring. But I just feel like Seth Rollins might be playing us all. I feel like he might be faking this whole thing. I feel like this is all a play. Something is not adding up. Even though it looked brutal, something is just not adding up. But before we get too deep into it, my name is Mandi. Dap me up. This is Mandi, and you're watching MandiMania. If you like wrestling, if you like professional wrestling, WWE, TNA, AEW, all of that, hit the subscribe button with the sweet chin music right now. I slap and all of that, bro. Hit subscribe, hit the bell to get notified every time I drop. Also, yeah, let's just talk about wrestling. Let's overthink wrestling. Let's live wrestling. This is what it's all about. This is what this channel is about. Professional wrestling. I'm a wrestling nerd since I was born, bro. 25 years on this earth. There's nothing that's been in my life longer. The only thing that's been in my life longer than wrestling is my mom. Swear down. But yeah, let's get into this, bro. That whole episode, the more I think about it, the more like I deep it. I just think it feels more like Seth Rollins might be setting up the biggest swerve in the game right now. Seth Rollins spent the entire night of that episode telling us about how proud he is of the Vision, how happy he is in his career right now. He feels, I wouldn't even say content, not even complacent. I don't even have a word for it, but like he was just saying that where he is in his career, no one can take him off. He's at the pinnacle of sports entertainment. I mean, why wouldn't he feel like that? He won the World Heavyweight Championship. He beat the WWE Championship. He finally beat Cody Rhodes on pay-per-view, and he has the Crown Jewel Championship and the Crown Jewel ring, which proves and solidifies his position as the greatest or the best world champion, the best in all of WWE. And WWE being the biggest professional wrestling promotion in the world, he could legitimately like make the claim to being the best in the entire wrestling universe. You know, I'm just connecting the dots here. So why wouldn't he feel that way, right? He also said that he's really proud of the Vision. That's what he said backstage. That's not what he said during the promo. I'll tell you what he said during the promo. But backstage, they had a backstage segment, which was the first time that they had such a segment. Because before this, nothing really was done to show any sort of like relationship between Seth Rollins and the Vision. There wasn't any sort of like visualization of what their dynamic is in terms of like Seth being the mentor, the Vision being the pupils or anything. There was no real dynamic. But in this episode and in this segment alone, Seth Rollins established that, no, I'm proud of you guys. I love you guys. He said,
the birth of my child, marrying my wife, and seeing how much you two have grown in the last 6 months. Some of my proudest moments.
And it felt like such a heartfelt moment. It was just like a thought of like, And then he also said something that was not alarming. It raised an eyebrow. He said something big is on the horizon. It felt like he was not determining. It felt like he was predicting something big. He was. I forgot what the word is. Yeah, but I'm not gonna try to find it. But it felt like he was saying that something's going to happen. But yeah, it felt like that because Seth felt like he was like felt actualized, he felt comfortable, he felt happy, like he really felt happy. And never in my career, not my career, in my time watching Seth Rollins, did I see or hear him say anything to that effect. He never struck me as someone that was comfortable or happy or content. You know what I mean? He felt like someone that always wanted to do more. Right? He won the Royal Rumble. He beats not Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar. Always he wanted to do more. He always wanted to add more to his legacy. He was never like too comfortable. And in this episode, he's saying things that it just felt, who is this? Who am I watching right now? That's how it felt. Right? And then boom, in the end of the episode, the Vision betrays Seth Rollins. Braun Breaker hits him with a devastating spear. After some deliberation, Bronson Reed hits Seth Rollins with a tsunami, and Paul Heyman raises both of their hands. And it seems like they've usurped Seth Rollins, they betrayed him. There's a mutiny in the Vision. That's just how it seems, that's how it feels. Seth Rollins was left laying there, bro. But you know what he said during the beginning? I said I would tell you guys this. He said during the beginning of the show that he didn't need anybody. He said Roman Reigns needed the Shield. Roman Reigns needed the Bloodline. But Seth needed nobody. He didn't need Braun Breaker. He didn't need Bronson Reed. He didn't need Paul Heyman. He mentioned them by name. And you know what that sounds like to me? It sounds like Seth Rollins is setting up a narrative. Sounds like Seth Rollins wanted a soundbite, and he wanted people to latch on to what he said and be like, that's why they did it, because of what he said. Those sound like fighting words, right? But it felt too on the nose for me. It felt too on the nose. Like he wanted that soundbite out there to set a narrative. Also, this isn't the first time Seth Rollins pulled something like this. If he does pull this, it's not the first time. Like a few months ago, he faked an injury. He took an L to LA Knight in that match. At Saturday Night's main event, he took the L. And Seth Rollins thinks bigger than just wins and losses. He thinks bigger than that. So, like, losing that match to LA Knight meant nothing to him. But, like, he was thinking bigger. He was thinking to the main event of SummerSlam. Faked an injury. Threw everybody off of him. Nobody suspected that he would do anything because he's injured, right? A few people were skeptical. I was. But then I was like, oh, shit. He's like walking with a crutch everywhere. You know what I mean? So I believed it. When it comes to the mind games, right now, there's nobody. Because nobody has been able to pull what Seth Rollins was able to pull, right? And Seth Rollins has a way of making people believe. And you know how hard it is to believe anything in wrestling these days? We are in the meta era, and Seth Rollins has figured it out. Not just Seth Rollins, right? There's a lot of other wrestlers too, like MJF with the CM Punk feud, like anyone feuding with CM Punk, actually. But I think that Seth Rollins is just levels above, like almost everybody when it comes to the mind games. And that's why I feel like this whole betrayal thing, it's a setup. It's a setup to trick CM Punk, the setup to trick Roman Reigns, the whole bloodline, the whole WWE, the whole wrestling industry. That's what I think. And I think he's going to pull it off. I feel like he's going to pull it off, bro. Because between the ego and the strategy and whatever, he's the visionary, right? He sees beyond the moments. Hold on to that thought, bro. Hold on to that thought, all right? One day, when I'm old and gray, you're going to come and you'll be like, Mandi, you were right. Should have believed you. I should have believed in your genius. But also, maybe it's just me being a better booker than Hitler Hurst Helmsley. But you know what I'm saying? I think that the fact that this all seemed too neat, too cinematic, too perfect, that's one of the reasons why it was a dead giveaway to me that Seth Rollins might be tricking everyone. I feel like Seth Rollins was tricking us all, bro. And if I'm wrong, I'll admit it. If I'm wrong, I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I was wrong. But if I'm right, bro, this might be Seth Rollins' biggest masterstroke. Out of all words I could have used, I said masterstroke. It could be his biggest strategic move since turning on the Shield. Because imagine this. Imagine Punk walks into Wargames thinking Seth's out, thinking the field is clear, and then Rollins walks out mid-match, bro. laughing, playing puppet master the whole time, bro. That would be insane, bro. That it would all be so crazy. Because okay, they can do this, right? They can have CM Punk versus Seth Rollins at Survivor Series. It seems like the obvious choice. And CM Punk thinks he has Seth one-on-one. You know, Seth is like, nah, listen, I want to do it on my own. First, I want to do it because I want to respect myself. If I do it my own way, if I beat you and I retain my title at the grandest stage, which is Survivor Series, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year, I beat you, CM Punk, and I beat you my way, on my own terms, one-on-one, like a real man. I'll be able to respect myself after, taking the L from being betrayed by the Vision. It can be that way, and then later on in the match, the Vision comes in and they pummel CM Punk, boom, and they did that. It was me all along. It was me all along. I was the puppet master. But the better way would be to have it all unfold in Survivor Series. Have Seth Rollins want revenge against the Vision for betraying him, and then siding with Roman Reigns, Team Bloodline, against Team Vision. I don't know who's going to be on the Vision side, but facing off against them, I think it's going to be the MFTs, Solo's crew. Could be that. And then everyone thinks it's 5v5. It's 5v5. Seth Rollins is on the side of the Bloodline, this side. The Vision is on this side. And it's all face to face. Seth Rollins has a steel chair. He takes a step back and then he cracks Roman Reigns in the back. He cracks Roman in the back with a steel chair like he did back in the Shield days. And boom, the Vision and the MFTs come in and they just destroy the Bloodline. They jump the Bloodline the same way Undisputed Era jumped DIY back in the day. And it's just brutal, it's just nasty, it's just not clean, not nice at all. Just hands, fist, hammering down, and then it ends with Seth Rollins standing in the middle of the ring with his World Heavyweight Championship, his coveted World Heavyweight Championship, and he proves to everyone that he is the master strategist. He is the greatest of all time, and then we all learn the lesson that we should not trust Seth Rollins, not take anything at face value. I think that would be amazing. I think that would be crazy, bro. And honestly, it fits with the way that WWE's been booked this way. The breadcrumbing, the development and storylines, all these like emotional fake outs, making us question who's on whose side, who's good, who's bad. Maybe I'm just being delusional again. Maybe this is all just headcanon. Maybe I'm just in denial. But I swear, bro, this betrayal it feels too neat. It doesn't feel final. Knowing Seth Rollins the way that I know Seth Rollins, bro. I've watched his whole entire WWE career, bro, from NXT to WWE main roster. I feel like I know how he moves, and I wouldn't put it past Seth Rollins to take a spear, take a tsunami just to prove a point. Just to trick his opponents, just to mind fuck the WWE universe. I feel like I could also be wrong, and if I am, I'll admit it. I'll still watch this wrestling, bro. I'll have something to talk about. What do you guys think, though? Do you guys think Seth Rollins is really done? Do you guys think the Vision is over? Do you guys feel like, if that's the case, do you guys feel like it ended too quickly? And also, on the other hand, do you feel like Seth Rollins is playing 4D chess? I think he is. Do you think that he's playing everybody? He's just like, he's in the kitchen and he's cooking, bro. He's cooking a mean stew of mindfuck and betrayal. Do you guys feel like that? Because I feel like that, bro. But yeah, I want to hear your thoughts. Comment down below and tell me what you think. Tell me how you feel about Monday Night Raw. What else would you like me to talk about? I'll be happy to talk about it. I'll reply to every comment. Just sound off in the comments, right? And let's get this video to 5 likes. I have 5 subscribers. I should at least have 5 likes, all right? But yeah, bro, this is Mandi. This is MandiMania. I really enjoy this channel. If you want to hear me talk about music, I have a music reaction and commentary channel called The Mandi Show. And I also have a vlog channel. I uploaded a vlog on there too. I have 3 different channels because I realized that if you want to grow, you have to stick to one thing, which is crazy. You know what? I don't mind running 3 channels, post about the 3 different things that I like, the 3 different aspects of my life, 3 different facets of my life, whatever. I also have a gaming channel called Mandi Scissorhands. Yeah, I have 4 channels. Yeah, so hit the follow button. I'll tag them in here, tag them all in here. But yeah, check me out, bro. Check me out. I'm gonna take over the world one day. Trust. But yeah, if you guys enjoy wrestling, hit me with a sub, bro. Yeah, it's been fun. See you guys.